Hello there, folks. This is Detroit Miracle, and I'm coming back to you. Yes, and indeed. Yeah, I got my party glasses on. If you're going to have a good time, you got to get a decent pair of shades. Yeah, folks, that's how you do it. You got to keep that mystery hidden. You got to be mysterious. That way, people will wonder more about you since you won't be completely revealing 100% of yourself, right? You know what? Life is funny in ways. It's funny and it's serious, and then it's like part of it is a gimmick, a hustle, con, and a whole bunch of other things. Like people, like look at the lottery, the mega lottery jackpots, they climb to hundreds of millions of dollars. Just take that, and it does that multiple times. Like one time it was 900 million, one time a billion, many times like 400, 500 million, 600 million, seven. But only one or two people hit on average during every lottery jackpot. If 100 million people are playing, then the odds are more people will win than the actual people that win of the specific number that they say win. Because you got all those people playing all of those numbers in a whole country, and only two people hit for mega jackpots. Like there might be 800, 900 million dollars. Come on. Life is crazy like that, and it's funny. Like, you know, if you show more people hitting the lottery, then they figure maybe that it won't be so much of a draw. It's like, oh, it's a million new millionaires every week from the lottery. It would be something like that or close, where a million new people each week would win a lottery or something. They would be a part of the pool of many thousands of people that hit a mega jackpot and so on, depending on how high it grows. Another funny thing and strange thing about life is what happened to the era of perfect gentlemen treating women like queens, princesses, duchesses, arch countesses, contessas, and whatever else. What's that? Archduchess. Like back in the day, you know, you would see stuff on TV where guys were perfect gentlemen to women. They would throw their coat on a wet floor so the woman could step on the coat to avoid getting mud and wetness and sludge all over her high heels or something. And then, you know, and at the same time, that stood true, and we believed it because we watched it on TV. I did as well as a little boy. And when a guy takes a woman to dinner, he will open the door for her. He will make sure she sits down first, and then he'll be seated. And when she gets up to do anything, he'll get up and stand up with her. You know, it was like sort of like that type of conditioning on TV is something that the majority of the population didn't follow in real life. You know, because I don't see guys treat women like that when I'm out and about. And I try to find new mysteries in life, like all over the place. But I don't usually see the perfect quintessential gentleman treating a woman nice. Like a guy would take off his $2,000 leather coat and throw it on the mud and let her step on it. I don't see guys doing stuff like that in the real world. But on TV, I've seen it many times, like especially in those movies that were a little bit older. And that's crazy. And they say that a lot of women in the majority are turned off by guys that act like that. So it's like, if that's true, then they might be in the twilight zone or something, or zoned out. Or ladies, what you been smoking? y'all don't want gentleman treatment. Y'all don't want dudes wiping y'all mouths after y'all eat, like paying for the meal and, you know, holding the door for y'all so that y'all could leave speedily without having to strain yourselves and on your own, like, a heavy door. You see a woman pulling a heavy door open and a dude is standing next door to her or right by her, you'll be like, damn, man, you ain't gonna help that woman out. She's struggling. And she'll be like, I got it. You see a lot of guys doing stuff like that, but yeah, it's crazy that way too, people. Another crazy, funny thing in life, come on, listen to me. Out of the whole United States of America, with a population of 440 something million people, you're telling me that out of all those people, that it is determined that only 2 people are competent enough to run for president of the United States. Like that, with all those many infinite number of choices out there, it always comes down to only 2, rather than it coming down to, like, let's say a couple of thousand. Because there has to be many qualified people for the office of presidency of the United States. I'm one of them. I know people are saying, well, Detroit Miracle sound like an escaped mental patient. No, I'm serious. Anyway, yeah, like, out of all those many thousands of lawyers, judges, state representatives, police captains and sergeants, fire marshals, Army colonels, Army generals, Air Force pilots, astrophysicists, wealthy businessmen and women, actors and actresses that have excelled, out of all of them totaling in America, like, just say millions of people. I'm going to say millions because there are a lot of competent people. But despite it being, obvious that millions of people would be, on the level enough to run the country of the United States of America, despite that, they always narrow it down between 2 people, and usually 2 older people. It's like age discrimination with the presidencies, because you never see a very young man or a very young woman win. Like, don't they want youth? It's like they feel like the youth don't have enough experience, so that's how they do that. So even if they just can only find 2 old men to run for presidency, that doesn't make any sense either, because it's at least, a couple of 100,000 old men that are, like I was saying earlier, they might be judges, high school principals, they might be like master mathematicians and stuff, like master chess players, calculated minded people that are geniuses at every field in the educational system. You got an astronomical number of older men that are numbering hundreds of thousands that are old men, in fact, that, could run for the president of the United States. But despite that, all of those numbers are wiped down, and then it's narrowed down to 2 people, which they deem the most competent to run. But during the course of the election, during the course of their term, once they're in office, people are like, well, they're not perfect, but hey, they could have been worse than that. But, you might expect more, and hey, it's a hard job, but nevertheless, like, it's so many people, and then it just seems like, despite the number of people, the numbers are kept, like, real small and low. Like, 400 million people can vote, but they can't run for an office at the same time. Or they can't, because there are too many people. You can only be a certain amount in a specific number of persons that run for any type of elected office. But, I'm saying that sort of thing is crazy and funny.